Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tangle Time Arts. My name is Nana Heron, and I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And I'm so excited to be here with you today. I had a wonderful time at the Wild Wonder Nature Journaling Conference, and I thought we'd do a border that I used for one of my journal entries. Sometimes I like to combine the Zentangle with the nature journaling. And often that's when I need a border or a ribbon or something like that. So for today, I thought we'd take a look at one called Snail, and I chose it because it fit in with the nature journaling theme. And Snail was new to me, so we're going to give that a try. Today, I thought also to be a little different that we'd use a tan tile, a Renaissance tile. You can still use white or any color that you'd like, but for fun, I thought we'd do a little different color. And when I work on one of these tiles, I generally use the brown micron, and instead of the regular number 2 pencil, which I do also need, for shading purposes, I have a chalk pencil, and that's in Sanguine. And I have a tortillon that goes specifically with this chalk pencil. Otherwise, you get the color mixed up in the graphite or the white chalk pencils. And I also have, besides these tools, I am going to use one of the metallic gel pens from Altitude. And I love all of these colors, but I think I'm going to go with green today. So I'm going to pull that out. All right, so we have all of our equipment, and we are going to start with just our pencil and our tile. And if you're working with one of these, they're printed the same on the back, and the texture is a little bit different. So it takes shading a little differently. All right, so for this, I thought we would set up our 4 dots, and then we're just going to leave that like that for now. Um, and then we're going to go ahead and put a string in. And I'm going to go outside of the dots actually and just kind of in a swoopy line. I can do that a little darker, but you want to keep it pretty light. I'm just going in darker so that you can see. And then I'm going to put set the pencil aside for now. And I'm going to pick up my gel pen. And if you don't have a gel pen, that's fine. If you're working on white paper, you can just follow along with a black pen because this looks wonderful in black and white as well, which is what I used for my journal. Um, all right, let's get started. So for this, it's Snail starts off with uh sort of looks like Printemps, but I'm going to do that backwards. Instead of starting from the center and working out, I'm starting from the outside and I'm working in. So we're just spiraling in with the aura technique. And then we're going to move to our next one, and we're just making those little printemps all the way along our line. But I'm going to start off of the previous one. And I'm going to curve around so that it touches the previous one. And then you do your auras all the way to the center, like that. I'm going to add another one. And if you don't want them totally touching, you could leave it off a little bit. I do like mine to have that connection. This goes pretty quickly all the way over to the end. And we're done. For me, you can still see the line down the center. That's because I did that a little darker for you, but yours probably won't show up that much. And then I think what I'm going to do is with the next step, I'm also going to stick with my gel pen. And do you see these little valleys here? We're going to just put in like a little crescent shape there. And we do this by putting in the aura, like a partial aura. And then I'm going with a curved top. You could go with a straight top if you would like. So we aura and then put in that curved top. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. For me, it's easier to rotate my tile so that I'm working with the same motions that I had before. And you can start anywhere you'd like along that line. And this will be kind of like a partial one there. I might put just like a little curve here to finish that off. All right, I'm going to rotate that back around. And now I'm going to switch to my black pen. Oh, I'm sorry, brown. I'm always working in black and white, which is my favorite, but I love color too. And for that, we're using brown. So with the brown pen, now we are going to aura along the whole outside of this. So you can start anywhere you'd like, but I'm going to kind of start at the end here. And I'm just going to put in an aura. And an aura is where we kind of follow along the previous shapes, but we don't touch those. And we do the same on the other side. If you would prefer to rotate your tile around, of course you can do that. Please do whatever makes you most comfortable. All right, so we did that once, and then we're going to do that a second time. Like that. And then I think I will set that aside for just a minute. And I'm going to go back in with my gel pen. And in those areas, I'm just going to add a little bit of the gel color. like that. So we have a lovely border or a ribbon. I wanted to add a little more, so I'm going to actually take my pencil and draw in these lines now. Remember, our dot is like somewhere in here. So I'm kind of aiming towards that, but not going over this part. I don't want to add any more graphite than I already have. Um, so I'm just kind of lightly penciling that in. And I think our corner dot was somewhere about right here. So I'm kind of aiming towards that. Oops, going off the camera there. All right, so we have something like that. And then I'll pick up my brown pen again. And I'm just going to add more auras here. And you can choose to keep them the same distance, or you can make them a little wider if you like, or thinner. That's where your style comes in. And as you can see, we're kind of losing a little bit of this shape here as we get closer to the corner. Like that. I'm going to rotate this and do the same on the other side. Rotating just makes it a little easier for me to work on the piece. Again, we're losing a little bit of this because it just came off of the area that we're working on. All right, so we have something that looks like this. I'm going to put the cap on my pen and I'm going to pick up my pastel chalk pencil. If you're working in black and white, this is where you would actually pick up your pencil to shade. But for this one, I am going to use a chalk pencil. Hold on, I'll be back in just 1 second. My puppy has a whole book of stickers. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about the interruption there. He was covered in stickers. Um, the joys of having a puppy. All right, let's get back to shading now. So whether you have a number 2 pencil or a pastel chalk pencil, we are going to shade right along these little valleys here, like this. And some of them are going to actually merge together like these did. You don't need to press too much. I always say start lighter and you can always add more. All right, and then I'm going to add some along the edge here as well. And then I'm going to come along here. And I think I'll take this out all the way. I'm going to rotate this around. And again, I'm going to follow along the little valley areas here. And then along our frame here. Maybe add a little shading in the corners just to give it a more completed look. And then along our ribbon here. That looks pretty cool. And then I'm going to take my tortillon. Now I do have a tortillon just for this chalk pencil because it's such a bright reddish brown color, and you can see the tip already has some of that color. So I'm just like we do with graphite, you're just blending, rubbing the tortillon along the chalk pencil, or if you're using graphite, along the graphite. If you don't have one of these, you can use a Q-tip. Q-tips work really well with the chalk pencil, especially. And you can always use your fingers, but be sure to wash your hands afterwards. And working with this color tile, the shading gives us this really nice, almost fuzzy look. Like it's really blended into the paper. It really becomes part of the paper, uh, which is just wonderful. So I feel like pencil part becomes more a part of the paper with this color. So this project is mostly all based on auras because we have the aura with the Printemps shape, and then we put this in with auras, and then we aura outside of it. Come along these edges here, and then don't forget to go along your ribbon. That. And that's basically finished for me because I drew in a stronger pencil line. I think I am going to add a little bit of shading just along these areas. I'm going to go in with my little bit of my chalk pencil just to kind of offset that shading. Um, well, the graphite line that we used to put in our string. Yours probably won't be so pronounced because you would put that in lighter. But for me, it's pretty obvious. So hopefully that offsets that a little bit. All right. So that's basically our ribbon of snail. And it's really cool to use as a border for other projects. But for this one, we just did it as a ribbon. And then we have these auras, which turned out to look very organic. It's a very organic feel to it. All right, I'm going to put my initials in here, and I think I'm going to put them over here. I always like to kind of tuck them in. And then I like to put my name on there. And this is our, gosh, which week are we on for our weekly tangles? Let me look that up here. So we are on week 39. And it was called Snail. And with or a technique. And this is 927. What? 24. Oh my gosh, September's practically over. Okay, wow. All right. So this is a cool little project that you can do pretty quickly. And it looks great whether it's in the original black and white colors or on a different colored tile. Give that a try and add your own style to it. And like I said, with your string, make sure you do that pretty lightly. Otherwise, you're gonna, see it like you do with mine. But that's okay. Thank you so much for joining me. I think I will be doing the Inktober tangles in October, but I will still be doing the weekly tangles, although they might be doubled up. So I'm looking forward to Inktober, and I think I'm going to do individual little tiles instead of one large project. Just keep it simple, and we'll be doing that for 31 days. All right, I'll be seeing you soon. Thank you so much again for joining me. I always enjoy this time that we have together, and I hope you enjoy it too. And I hope you have a wonderful day or weekend wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. And remember, love you guys. You guys are awesome. Bye.